Aloha everyone and welcome to another Tinker's Academy video. I'm your host Kay Elmer and this video is another installment in the video series Welcome to LeelaQ, otherwise known as Leela Quantum Tech or Quantum Upgrade. Basically it's a video FAQ series for people that are new to Leela Quantum Tech and or just existing customers who have general questions. So we're trying to just kind of make videos to answer the questions because sometimes it's just easier to make a little video to give you all of the different information related to a particular question as opposed to trying to answer it in a post on Telegram. So this video is to respond to anyone who's interested in I want to provide quantum energy to my child. I've heard about all the great benefits, and so what are the options and what are the best approaches towards bringing quantum energy into my child's life. So now as it relates to children, I do want to kind of just share that, hey, you really got two options. Now there's the quantum upgrade, and then that is a quantum service that you subscribe to, and it sends energy to whomever you choose, yourself, your pet, your child. And so you could set your child up for a use subscription and then have the benefits of quantum energy for your child. And then I'll go into the detail here in a second. Your other option is to provide your child with a wearable. And so there's different wearables that they could wear. Obviously there's issues with that, depending on age, but those are your two basic options here. You can either send the energy to them so that they're always in this little protective quantum energy bubble, or they can wear something on their person and be inside of a little quantum energy bubble. So those are your two main choices. The first one here I want to kind of focus in on is the quantum upgrade service. Now, as I mentioned, it's kind of based on the concept of quantum entanglement. You enter in the information about your child into the subscription, and then you'll basically set up, having that energy, like I said, that little bubble will surround them. And the thing about it is that energy is going to be with them 24/7. You can pause it at any time. You can adjust the settings in terms of energy levels. You can set timers day and night. And so there's a lot of flexibility, and literally it is the easiest thing. If you have a child, the quantum upgrades subscription for you, where the child would be the you, would be the perfect thing, because the most important thing, there's nothing to lose. So depending on the age of your child, little kids lose stuff constantly. So you don't want to spend $100, $200, and then the kid loses it, right? So there's really, that's the most brilliant part about the upgrade service, is you can provide your child with this protective energy bubble and all the benefits that come from it without having to worry about anything that's going to get lost. Again, it's 24/7. And the boosters, now what I kind of want to comment on that is the boosters come in really, really handy for any time where you want to just send a little bit more energy to your child. And that could be where, like if they're in sports and you want to basically kind of just give them this little energy boost, well, you could time it where you can give them that energy boost during that period of time. My child is an adult in grad school, and I have her subscribe to Quantum Upgrade, and she kind of just would give me a text and say, hey, I'm about to go take an exam. And then I'll just go ahead and go into her settings for her. Now she's got complete, if you've got an older child that you trust, being able to control stuff for themselves, then, I've actually given her I set her up on a use subscription where she has control of all of her settings with her own password. She doesn't see my stuff. I do see her stuff because I'm the one, paying for it, but she has access to all of her own settings, and she could change the booster levels and all of those different features I mentioned, which is really handy. But, she's kind of busy and lazy, so she'll just text me, and then so I'll just send her a boost of energy during when she's taking exams. Just that's one example. Again, if your child's in sports, you can boost them while they're in playoffs, playing any one of the practices or actual games and that sort of thing. So the boosters are nice because you can really just kind of just give them that extra energy above, the baseline that is provided by the service. The other thing too about the quantum upgrade service, there's an extra fee, but if you subscribe to the bundle of the frequencies, you have access to all of the Leela frequencies except for maybe like 4 or 5, that are available on the device site. So it's the majority of the frequencies, and you can send any kind of frequency on that list to them at any time of the day. You have full control to turn it off, turn it on, change it, pause it, whatever. So it's really a great combination. And to give you an example of how I use frequencies with my daughter, she's in grad school, and so she'll say, hey, I've got an exam. I'll kick off a booster for her, and then I'll put on the focus frequency to help her with her cognitive, capabilities, just helping her focus. That's what she really needs. Or she's, doing something really, really kind of nerve wracking. I'll send her like the inner peace frequency to help her calm, keep her nerves calm, all of those kinds of things. But I can sit and control it, and she can control it. But she, it's easier for her to text me and I'll do it for her. It is. And so, but the whole idea though is you can basically apply any one of the frequencies at any time, however you want. So the quantum upgrade service, because it's so customizable and it's so simple, it literally is the number one recommendation I would give to any parent for any age child that you have. It is really the best option. And again, you're going to get all of those benefits. If you've heard about the studies and you've heard about the results from the studies, all of those benefits come from exposure to quantum upgrade, which is the same as getting exposed to the devices themselves, which is the next option. So if you've decided that you're really not gonna, you don't want to try the subscription, which is fine. By the way, there is a free trial if you just want to give it a shot, right? But if you want to just go with the wearables, which is a one-time payment versus a subscription, which is monthly, I totally get it. Now the wearables here, again, it's really age dependent. So the one thing that I really want to stipulate is, not that we haven't. I mean, I've been one of the moderators and admins for the Telegram chat group, which is a support groups for the two different devices and service. And so in the 4 years that I've been moderating those channels, I've never had any instances where people have reported anything other than their kid lost it. Usually if it's a capsule, they'll open it and they'll lose the spheres, or they'll just flat out lose a card, lose the capsule itself. But it is a choking hazard. So, that's the thing. That their kid, they're going to lose it, or if they got a capsule, they're going to open it and play with the little spheres in there. And so that's kind of the thing where, if they're too young, then you've got an issue with how do I provide quantum energy to the child, but not give them something they're going to lose. But here are your choices, okay? Basically, you can get a quantum capsule, and those come with frequencies. You can get a card like a quantum, like it's a metal business card, and if they can carry that on their person, or carry the capsule on their person, again, the bracelets as well, they're all wearables. But the cards themselves, you can get a neutral one that's just neutral energy, and also you can get them in different frequencies. The bracelets are all neutral energy, and they're just like copper bracelets. But those are the things that, if you want to just go with a wearable, those are your options there in terms of, the quantum energy devices. So you'd be cards, capsules, and bracelets. And then there's also clothing as well, which I'll get to that here in a second. But the next thing I do want to let you know that there's an option under the umbrella of devices, and that's actually going out and getting a quantum block. Now that's really, that's the high end of the price point. If you want to, bring this energy into your life, into your family, it is the high end of the price point. But the benefit of having a block is really, really high. And, because the whole idea about a block is you can literally create and customize your own quantum upgrade service. The only thing you can't do with the block is boost. That booster thing I was mentioning, but you can create your own wearables. You can create your own frequencies. You can literally run a quantum upgrade for your child by simply putting your child's picture in a block. And yes, it works. It's all been tested and it works. So it's this concept of quantum entanglement, but it's this amazing feature of the blocks where you can literally run your own quantum upgrade. You put your child's picture in the block and they're going to get quantum energy. As long as that picture's in the block, it's getting sent to them. Again, you could add frequencies to that, so you can send the picture of your child in a block, and then you could put a frequency in there. And the only drawback with doing that is that it's only one person at a time, unless you want to entangle them. Okay. Or, and some siblings don't get along, but yeah, that's a whole nother subject. But, usually the recommendation is one person at a time in a block. But the whole idea here is you can do your own quantum upgrade thing with your child if you had a block. Again, you could create your own wearable. So there's other things that the kid, would wear. You could charge it, like belt buckles, and they carry their keys with them, or whatever they carry on them that you want them to wear. then you could do that, instead of putting a picture in the block. If you have certain frequencies that Leela doesn't offer, like let's say, your child has a certain type of medicine that they might need to take, or they have allergies, and you want to just basically send them some kind of a frequency. Or if you're someone that really understands homeopathic remedies and essential oils and those things, and all of that, those positive vibrations for those from those kinds of things, you can create your own frequencies, and you can then send them frequencies for whatever you want. I've actually customized numerous frequencies for my daughter. The primary one that I developed for her was she's in a really high stress environment, right? She's in grad school, training to be a veterinarian, and so high stress, and she's working part-time at the hospital, the vet hospital. So with all that stress, I had her, last year, I had her meet with a friend of mine that's a naturopathic physician. They did this whole review on her, and they came up with this list of supplements that, it's been a year, and it's completely turned her health around. She was getting sick like once a month, just, getting the rundowns, fatigue, because her immune system's so beat up from the stress. But the supplements that was recommended by the naturopath, we've been giving, I've been giving those to her for a year now. And so she's 180, in terms of her health. And so it's been really good. So part of that, though, was not just giving her the physical supplements, but I made a custom frequency of those supplements. And I put that, and I put that through using a block. I put that into some silver jewelry that she wears. And one of the things about, the Leela Quantum Tech capsules is they're brass. She's a girl. And so my daughter was like, that's kind of, manly. That's too masculine. And she wanted something pretty. So I went and made her custom jewelry. And so, I actually gave her a custom silver pendant instead of a brass pendant, turned that into a charged capsule for her. But then what she's really wearing with the vitamin and mineral frequencies that were, prescribed for her, those frequencies have been embedded in a ring, and also a silver bracelet that I created for her as a wearable, so that she's always got that with her. And then on top of that, I've got the quantum upgrade so that I could be sending, those focus frequencies and you name it, right? So I kind of got her, from two different angles, just trying to keep her pumped up with energy and frequencies to support her, her biology and also her biofield as she's going through a really stressful period of her life. The other great thing about blocks, and I just can't stipulate this enough, is the idea you can charge all of the food and water that you feed your child. And so, this quantum energy, while it's awesome to be in the field of it and experiencing those benefits from it, it's also one leg up if you can just start literally charging your food and water and imparting that life force energy into everything they ingest. And it also neutralizes really negative stuff that's in the food. So it's really a great thing to be able to do, is to charge food and water. And lastly, if you go on our Telegram chat group, people post pictures of them doing stuff with their blocks and stuff all the time. And so I pulled this right out of the Telegram chat group for the Quantum Power group, and it's just literally somebody charging the kid. So you can charge your kid. So if you want to just do things with children, you can do all of the things I've just mentioned. On top of that, you can put them in the block if they fit. But here, this little girl fit in the block, and their parents are charging her up with pure quantum energy and this life force, wonderful energy that these devices put out. Now, the last one I did want to mention, again, like I said earlier, was that there's EMF Clothing. And so one of the, I'm just somebody who, I've been deeply involved in EMF mitigation for a couple of decades now. And because I used to work in a data center, and I had a lot of issues and a lot of sensitivities. I lived in a condominium building surrounded by other buildings. And at one point, a neighboring building decided to lease out their roof and turn it into a cell phone tower. And it literally was across the way, on this park. And it was a building on the other side of the park, and it became a cell phone tower, which was horrible. And I got meters, and I could see that it was really bad. So I've been really involved in EMF, and one of the things I just can't stress enough to parents is the understanding that we're under this assault by EMF, the electro smog, 24/7. But the thing about children is that while we as adults, we're just inundated with it. It causes all this biological stress on us. It does the same to your kids, but it's even worse because your kids are growing. and especially at night. I mean, we all go to sleep. That's when our bodies regenerate. That's when we repair ourselves. That's how we work biologically. But mostly though, if you read the literature on it, children do most of their growing at night while they're regenerating and repairing. The cellular repair. So it's so important to protect your kids, even more so than protecting adults from the onslaught of all this EMF from cell phone towers, from Wi-Fi routers, from satellites, and it's just all over. We can't get away from it. So one of the things I do want to impress upon you guys, that if you're interested in and you're looking to improve your child's health, is to really look at how you can help them with the wearables, with the upgrade, but also consider EMF clothing, because it's just one more thing you can do to protect your child and to help them. And so that's why I'm bringing this up. So I just want to point out that at Leela Quantum Tech, on the device site, and all the links to the different websites will be in the video description. On the device site, now they sell beanies. So they sell beanies for babies. They sell regular beanies, which are kind of, for adults, but it will fit kids. Also the baseball caps they sell. And these are all charged EMF clothing. So it's EMF clothing, when what that means is there's metal threads woven into the material of the item, which gives it a protective physical shield of EMF signals, and then they add a quantum charge to it. So it's a quantum charged EMF clothing, and that quantum charge is held by those metal threads. And because it's basically emanating quantum energy, not only are you getting a physical shield from the actual radiation, but you're getting this positive influence on your biology in terms of mitigating the actual cellular level. You're mitigating the effects of the EMF internally with your biology. So it's even better than just wearing EMF clothing. That's my point. So again, there's beanies, there's caps, there's underwear, but they only have for men's right now. There are no children underwear, and there's no women underwear. But you can do something about that. There's t-shirts, right? So there's no children's t-shirts, unfortunately. Obviously, though, if you got an older child in middle school or above, they've got the men and women's t-shirts, which in the small size usually will fit kids. And then there's also jackets. Right now, there's a jacket. It's basically EMF material that's made into a jacket. There's a new jacket about to come out that's even better than the old one. They're letting it run out of stock. But the idea here is you can also get them a jacket, for wintertime, and then that'll basically protect them from the radiation and also help their biology. And then the other thing, though, if you do have, and that's just what they sell, right? So you can get wearables, which is in the form of EMF clothing for your children. But one more thing, though, if you did decide to get a block, you can customize your own EMF clothing, so you're not just limited to what Leela Quantum Tech has available. So then at that point, if you have a block, then you can then go out and buy, children's EMF clothing, their size, or even and I would highly recommend an EMF blanket, so that your kid has a blanket, an EMF radiation shield while they're sleeping. That's one of the no-brainers right there. But you could take all of those. You could buy that from anywhere. I'll put links in the description below, just on some sites where you can kind of take a look at what's available. But the idea here is that you can get EMF clothing. You can customize it by charging it. You can charge it and put a frequency in it. But you can get anything that they sell for kids. You're not just limited to what Leela sells. If you have a block, you can do all this yourself. And so using a block is probably, like I said, it's the high end of the price point, but it's got the most versatility and the most ability to customize. And so that's my recommendation for you parents out there that want to bring that quantum energy into your child's life, protect them from EMF, give them that life force energy, and kind of just, basically just, really, really, amp them up and protect them with this energy. Okay. So that's it. So if you have any questions, further questions about this, just jump into Telegram, links below, and just go ahead and ask your questions, post it, and we try to answer all the questions as fast as we can. And that's if you have more questions about this stuff. So I just want to say thank you for watching the video. I hope this was helpful. Vielen Dank for our German friends out there. And if you want to just kind of keep on top of information from Leela Quantum Tech, I'm one of the outlets. I'm an affiliate, and I basically put together a lot of the materials from a video standpoint, just to simplify the information and help people understand and learn. And that's kind of my thing. And so I just want to say, just go ahead and subscribe, and then you'll be getting notifications of more Leela content coming out. So again, I want to say thank you very much for watching the video. I hope this was helpful, and have a great day. Aloha.